Welcome in, YouTube, to part 5 of Post-Shadowbringers with Morrighan and Initari. Hopefully, this part we finish the game. We have like 7 quests left, give or take a little bit. But we have a dungeon and a pretty big instance duty to run. But it's all going to be good times, hopefully. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below and let me know what you're thinking of these videos. And that you can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/CalebGames here, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube, and let's get on over to the gameplay. Let's zoom in. And we gotta talk to Estinian. Tiamat awaits. This way. I was gonna say, she's like right over here. She wasn't that far away at all. She's so massive and scary. And we're about to set her free. Seems like a fantastic idea. My sire's mortal companion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
You really think so? There's another bastardized version of your love. That my sins should be repeated. I sensed not the faintest stirring. As to who have called him forth, who could have called him forth, I know of none save the dragons of Mericidia, our children. The Icon claimed their souls when first he manifested, and robbed of their will, they became tools for the Allegans' dark designs.
Much like those held here in Alisaie. If dragons who worship Bahamut are required to summon him, that must mean...
Yes, the dragons of Mericidia are at the mercy of this Asian. There can be no other explanation. Accursed Asians, vile minions of darkness. Again you would profane the memory of my beloved and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity. Are there no depths to which you will stoop?
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentations see the perpetrators punished.
What wouldst thou have from me, Slayer of Dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Estinian, don't poke the bear. Or dragon. Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire. But words shall have to suffice. Recall, mortals, that it was I who did my first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of the consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed. Ask the Dragon Slayer and he will tell thee the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. But it is of little matter, for even if I had the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
A chance to make amends. To lay Bahamut's memory to rest. When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow, for the debt I owe to Hydaelyn, and to all who have suffered for my sins. I shall fight with you, children of man. Look at that smirk. He knew what he was fucking doing. Poking the dragon, making her angry. Come on, G'raha. Put the password in and let her free. While Porxies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Alligans kept detailed records on all of their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave that to you, then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of these shackles. Indeed. Sorry, I tried to mute, but it... Muting. I know Alphinaud and Morrighan here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Sir Estinian, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star. though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream to escape. If you take the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make me take the first step towards a brighter future, and no, I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Mayhap when our work is done here, we could trade tales over a pot of Tataru's famous tea. Be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the Flagship. Oh yes, we are familiar with it. The Aetherochemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this. A spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you? I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambros and Urianger and I are researching the use of spirit vessels in the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines, and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try, at least. Agreed. We shall take good care of it. To the flagship, then. Indeed. Is it going to make me fly, or is it just going to teleport me there? Please just teleport me there, please. Yeah, no, that would have been too easy. Alright, it's behind me and way up high. Alright, Tiamat, I'm going to just scrape along your wing. I hope you had an itch there and I was able to scratch it for you. Let us split up and search the flagship for the nodes that control Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. You're wrong. I'm gonna set her free. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it, Alfie. Obstreperous node. Looks like an egg. Grrr. Data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause, intruder interference. Advised deployment of automated combat units. Proceed. Laterus node. Psst. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. Psst. Seems like Astinian's got that one under control. Where? Nope. Get back on your bike. Where is our last one? Ah, Clamorous node over here. Blip bloop. Warning. Scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in -20 or 2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. wait, that's too long. Sorry, I was adjusting my, mic boom. So that it was in a spot that I was a little more comfortable with. Nope. I am afraid Astinian and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? Node which smelled like burnt hair? Node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. I found a way to activate mechanical sentries. Ah, this one. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirruping, you say? Very well, let us take a closer look. Use the field trial spirit vessel to access the clamorous node. Blip. Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? Blip bloop. You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologist and members of the royal family. All those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps? New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. Astinian Wimbledon. Very funny, but if that thing speaks my name, I shall see that it never speaks again. Use your own Morrighan Initari, in case you've forgotten. Bloop. Username changed. Welcome, Morrighan Initari. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. I bet my lip is bleeding. Blip bloop. Error. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat. A system update is required. A system update? What do you suppose it is asking of us? I could hazard a guess. Well, that's more than I can say. Confounded bloody thing. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Bloop. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control room. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. So can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float here spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Dissatisfaction. Oh boy. Initiating placation protocols. Bloop. I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it. Bum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum dun dun dun. Bloop. Guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Okay. When we fly up. Were there always wings on this thing? I genuinely don't remember. Oh, it's gonna be like... No. Maybe? There's no way that this goes that far down, right? No. Okay. Where the hell is it? Is there a way? Oh, there is a way. Whoops. Whoopsie! I knew that. Let's see. Oh, that's Alphinaud. He's mocking the thing. Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing? Why, software version 42002. Of course. Warning. Errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update. 5 years, 1 day. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead. Bloop. The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much as long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies. I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain, just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via LinkPro once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to Grahatia once this is over. Here you go. I don't want it anymore anyway. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. Before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allegan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of Asians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Asians touch turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. There have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? Certainly, after I've wiped the smile off his face. I'd rather put my lance through his heart and be done with it. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. You got it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphinaud has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. I'm Gruff, Dragoon Man. Alright, now we gotta go back and speak with Alisaie. While we fly that way, I'm gonna mute again for a second to readjust my mic boom again. There, that should work a little bit better, maybe? Who knows? Let's fly down to where Tiamat is restrained and grab a thing. A cough drop, I believe is what they're called. I am not a doppelganger. I am Caleb Games here. Oh. No! No! Talk to Alisaie! Estinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphinaud's absence that he's needed elsewhere. Good take. Well, that sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirm that her ethereal balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphinaud to disengage the restraint's ethereal dampers. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Those are some very blocky wisps of light ether. Ah, such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with the men of Alleg. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be the process of restoring her soul to its pretempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Morrighan, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Tell me of Bahamut and the Asians. Oh, Bahamut, my beloved. Would that the peace we found in Mericidia could have lasted for eternity. But alas, it was not to be. The Asians saw to that. In all creation I know of none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Alleg first came unto Mericidia, unto our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest. Kin to the trees, surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Sharlayan scholar Rurusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear, if only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, No foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion, such was their fear of dragonkind. And as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing even more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time, they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of man, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end. For the men of Aleg slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Asians. The rest thou knowest only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of the Asians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Oh, thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear when this is over. Keep going, Alisaie. The magic is working. One final time, Angelo. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close. I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. And I believe I speak for the both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go. The music is good. I have good feelings of this. Angelo, go! Free her mind. Woo!
Ugh, no. I'm almost there. This is it, Angelo.
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Alphinaud. Release the Kraken. I mean the dragon. Answer me this, children of men. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allegan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
My children.
Sloth
Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know. And I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphinaud's ready. It's time. Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Damn, her shackles like pierced her in places. I had forgot about that. Bahamut, my beloved, for vengeance and atonement, I rise.
By the gods!
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan.
Alright, let's go.
He flies for the largest amount of settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphinaud? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Okay. Not Alisaie. I'll be fine. Plenty of time to recover on the airship. While I'm sure you're desperate to join Astinian and Tiamat in battle, 'twould be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. Okay. Wait, I didn't check. Determination, critical hit. Tenacity, determination. You know what? We're just gonna take the silver piece. I have already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Ul'dah at the Hall of Flames. Damn it! I can collect Alphinaud is what someone said. I think there was another stuff, but... To Ul'dah! Luckily for me, I have a cheap teleport there. And look, she's gone. We have set her free. I think it's gonna take us... Oh, hell yeah. Now I know some of you could do with a rest, but I'm sorry to say that Talaferoy have other plans. Pagalthan is already under siege. Happily, the Immortal Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Terrapin at their lead. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. 'Tis good to hear that Uldal has not abandoned the Amalja. Abandoned them? Did we not profess to be their friends? Oh, it's Papa Sean and Nanamo! Your Grace. Marshal Terrapin had made provisions for such an exigency. That's a weird word. And was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the Syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of intervention. Nor is Uldar alone in its resolve. The other Alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Pagalfon. Yet even with our combined strength we shall be sorely tested, for we face not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Lunar Bahamut and his draconic horde besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured, for not all of the omens are grim. Our forces report that despite their proximity to Lunar Bahamut, none of the Amalja show any signs of tempering. Strange. What primal would turn down a chance to claim new thralls? Unless it is incapable of doing so. Primals are wont to serve a master, Asian or otherwise. It may well be that Lunar Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anyone could fight them, and Morrighan and others like her wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be that as it may, Lunar Bahamut remains an incalculably powerful foe whom our soldiers will struggle to best through mere force of arms. With the aid of the Scions, however, I believe they will fare rather better, assuming, that is, you are ready to take the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you are able. Which will be right away. I, meanwhile, shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. It was kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. Well, I for one am inclined to do as her grace requests. Lest we forget, our involved in Fordola are in Pagalfon on reconnaissance. The sooner we save the day, the better their chances. Indeed. To the airship, then. Sorry, I need to stop biting my finger, but I have a hangnail and I'm trying to just get the... Okay, there we go. I was just trying to get the little piece ripped off so that it wasn't, like, catching on stuff. To the airship. That is some cool-looking gold armor. I think it's just the Asphodelis armor. Bardiche of a... yeah. Asphodelis armor. Pantheon... Oh, no, it's all the Pantheon gear. Oh, okay. Bum, ba-ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-ba-dum, bum, bum. Pew. There we go. I was like, who am I? Where? The blue quest was throwing me off. Greetings. We have been expecting you. But say the word and we shall depart for Pagalfon at once. Pagalfon now accessible. Let's try it with other players first. It says average wait time of 5 minutes, so... Let's see what happens. While we go and do other things in the meantime. Ride the lift to the Ruby Road Exchange. Exchange. There Let's go to you. I have stuff to sell you. I'm gonna sell you that. Goodbye. Bum, ba dun, 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 da, 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 da. That's a cool weapon. Void Vessel Cane, Thyrus Ultimate. Which I think is from Omega Ultima? The Omega Protocol? I don't know where I'm running right now. Actually, excuse me. You know what? Before we run this dungeon, I'm gonna go use the bathroom really quickly. I don't want to be mid-dungeon and bursting. So, let's pull out of the duty finder. And I will be right back. Okay, let's get back in that queue. I don't know why I went back to the estate. We're actually going to go to Idleshire and pick up our next book. Our next thingamabob. Wondrous Tales book is what I'm trying to say. Good lord, that was a struggle! It's this way. Snake in the Grinch. Give me a new journal. Let me see what we got. Okay, Howling Eye, Whirl Eater, Striking Tree, Minstrel's Ballad, Bahamut. Ultima's Bane, Zervon. Okay, those are all easy enough. 1 to 49, 1 to 50, 51 to 59, and 60. That's gonna be an easy book. In the meantime, let's go back to the estate because why not? Ugh. I have an annoying smudge on my glasses. There we go, we got it taken care of. Close that then. Alright. Please, dungeon. Please pop for me. I don't want to sit here in a queue for another 3 minutes. Sell items in your inventory. How are we looking? We're still the lowest priced one there. We gotta drop this one by 2. No, by 1. No, by 2. Still the cheapest there. Oh, this got super cheap. 847. We can still try to get more for it. You know what? Let's go take a look really quick at, while we wait for this to pop, if it even does, the estate that Aerolith is going for, and see how many people have put in for it. Residential district. I'm gonna make this bigger. Okay. 27 or 24? 24. Let's go. Last, when Aerolith put in for it, she was the 4th person. It's probably gonna be up to like 13 now or something. Oh, we're not gonna get to. It's fine. I'd rather run the dungeon. Oh. I didn't see what it was. I think it said 8 or something. There goes Tiamat. Hell yeah. Alisaie and vermin, you shall torment my children no longer. Alright, buddy. I'd rather, you know, you didn't pull like that, but okay. Oh. Annoyingly so. Bring everyone over here. Oh shit. Somehow this little tempered Imperial survived the longest. Where's the thing that I'm missing? There we go. And once again, it's gonna be a tempered Imperial who lives the longest. Okay, there we go. Where did our Dragoon go? Ooh, shit. Oh, I think the second boss of this dungeon kinda sucks. I knew I couldn't stun it, but I tried it anyway.
What took you so long? The Amalta are in trouble. Let's split up. I don't know which one of them is casting it. Which is why I didn't try to stun it. There we go, I can stun that one. Oh, no, I can't! That one's not stunnable. Oh, no, you don't.
I really wish the Dragoon would stop getting ahead of me. Are we already to the second boss? Damn. Okay. Oh, don't you dare. Yep, that sounds about right. 2 phases to this fight. Oh shit. Come on, we can do this in still 2. Oh, come on! Alright. Couldn't stun it. I tried. Final pull. And then it's the boss. Hell yeah. Alright. Looter Bahamut. Teletherium. Lunar Bahamut. He's got an ugly face. Like the horns and the way they twist does not fit Bahamut very well. Ooh. He used Mega Flare. And now we fight him, I think. Yes. And stay stacked. Please, don't run away. Oh wait, we want an edge. Giga Flare? Oh boy. I don't have anything to mitigate these. GG, y'all. Okay. We were a party of 3 Vieiras and 1 Oro. Alright. I feel like this is gonna be that. Children of man, the shade of my beloved is no more, and I shall be forever in your debt. By your deeds are we set free, and free we shall remain as long as I draw breath. Never again shall the dragons of Mericidia hearken to the lies of the Asians. This I vow.
Noble warriors, the dragons chose their friends well.
Oh yeah?
Long have our peoples waged war, but no more. Your fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds shall we honor their sacrifice.
We would be proud to call you our allies.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Garleans who are deserving of our fury. I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause. Till we...
Damn it. Till we meet again. I think.
And thus did we make allies of the Amalja.
It would certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
Sometime earlier inside the Packlethon Tower. Yeah, more horror game stuff.
What in Ralga's name happened here?
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
Quickly! We've got to get them free!
Get back!
Oh no.
No! What have I done?
It's too late for them! We're leaving, now!
Lunar Ifrit?
No! No! Don't you dare! We came together and we're leaving together!
What? Oh, come again? While it would be too much to hope that we have seen the last of Fandaniel, we have dealt his schemes a telling blow this day, and that alone is cause to celebrate. And celebrate I will, when we have received word of Arenvold's safe return. That seems rather fishy. You can now enter Pagelthon with a party of NPC avatars. I'm not going to. At least not right now. Oh. Standing around here worrying is not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace. Brave scions! Would that I could treat you to a hero's welcome, but I bear urgent news from the Frontistery. Your grace, whatever is the matter? As our troops withdrew from Pagelthon, they came upon the 2 scouts sent to the nearby tower. I have yet to hear a full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend I believe, has been wounded and was being dragged away by the other. Oh no. I must go. Forgive me, your grace. Can you tell us aught of Arenvold's condition, your grace? The wounded scout? Naught save that it is grave. The chirurgeons tend to him even as we speak. The infirmary must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. Morrighan, Estinian, would you mind going after Alphinaud? He may need some support from someone other than me. Very well. Thank you. The rest of us will see that the relevant people know what took place in Pagelthon. Come on then. Alright, where is the hustings? I was gonna say, I don't know where the Frontistery is. Frontistery? Okay, it's over that way. So then what we'll do is we'll take this to the Alchemist Guild, where we will then turn around and speak with this chirurgeon. Another one come to see the lad in silver armor. Master Dameliot is tending to him as we speak. It would be so kind as to wait. What did Master Dameliot say? Tell me his exact words. Let the chirurgeons do their work, buddy. It's gonna be okay. But you're right. Forgive me. When we said our farewells to Arenvold, I was afraid that something like this might happen. But now that it has, all we can do is wait.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
Did you just now notice her?
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
May we see him?
No.
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life. I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps I could have...
Could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light. People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
All life is precious! Oh, you need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better, and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
Well, that's very nice of you, Estinian.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you'll lot'll be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
Dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
Alright. Webcam back. I know. There is nothing more I can do here. Come, let us rejoin the others. Her Grace invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to join her in the Fragrant Chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? We will. It almost looked like he did a double take. But that wasn't quite it. It's just the awkward way, like, sometimes their bodies move during cutscenes as they target another thing.
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide. On that you have my word. Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fan Daniel would doubtless have it.
'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visits to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities.
Oh god. Not lunar versions of all of the primals.
For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
You need only tell me where they are, Your Grace. We'll fucking do it.
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now. After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause.
Hell yeah!
It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Paglfan. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Nanamo is so good at, like, giving rallying speeches. She fits
Now,
her role
if you will
well.
forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
Alright. Seems like a end of a cutscene, where we'll now go and talk to someone to hopefully end the quest. Oh, almost. Right then. Unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we return to the Rising Stones. And that includes you, Alphinaud. Arenvold is in good hands here. Of course, he would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire then, that we might regain our strength and readiness for the coming challenges. If all are in agreement then, I shall let Kryl know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arranging with the time available. Bloop, bloop, bloop. It will be good to be home. I have some thinking to do. Don't let Fordola's words get to you, you little shit. Yes, I'll try asking him. And thank you, I shall look forward to it. Our comrades eagerly await our return, and Kryl in particular has a few matters she is keen to discuss. One of which concerns you, Estinian, I believe it or not. You will join us, won't you? Fine. Really? I thought you said you were avoiding that Baldessian woman. If I refuse, she would only pursue me. Let's get this over with, shall we? Okay. To the Rising Stones. What quest is that? Ah, worth fighting for. It's the level 80 Paladin quest. Hold on. There we go. Just like that's the level 90 or level 80 Gunbreaker quest.
Welcome back. I expect you must all be exhausted. Ere you take your rest, however, I would beg a moment of your time. Thanks to Arenvold's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings, and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophoroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
But you know they won't.
'Tis possible the ancient knowledge preserved within our archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that. I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
Woo!
I presume your role as a student of Baldessian will carry some weight with the Forum?
Here's hoping, but probably
One can
not.
but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing. A topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
Interesting. Near the end of the Dragonsong War.
When you regained her blessing, was it not? But never since. Not in all your time in the First, when you faced the Unsundered, the very heart of Zodiark.
No.
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in her judgment.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, Urianger.
Mayhaps she is. But following my initial discussion with Kryl, I made inquiries of my own, and as far as I am able to tell, Hydaelyn has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reen. But that was not the will of Hydaelyn. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Hydaelyn were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Hydaelyn's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular. Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now, of all times. Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number.
Join us.
And so I must ask you again. Will you join us?
Together we can rule the star as scions and dragons. Don't look at me that way, boy.
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo, you inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go. If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
It's because we put you on the spot in front of everyone.
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
Safe travels, Cry.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Sharlayan, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
One of them being your
I shall
father.
do my very best. Farewell.
Oh, meanwhile, in an Imperial Palace. Let me take that away. All of those different weapons.
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure. It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord. We have only to wait for them to quicken. Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Ascian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use. Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
He doesn't want any of these, though.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Well, well, not quite what I was expecting. Though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
I feel like these are all extreme weapons, too. I'm trying to recognize what some of them are from. Alright, let's turn this quest in. Well, it looks like I'm going to have a busy few moons. Not that they ever seem to be anything but. Fencrid's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do. But when it comes to putting down primals, nobody does it better than us. Well, than you lot, more accurately. You won't catch me trading blows with a primal in the near future, but for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless meals to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and the list goes on. Which is where I come in, and gladly, mind you. It's the least I can do to support the scions who risk life and limb, like poor Arenvald. Oh, I wish there was something we could do for him, but we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back to a complete shambles, wouldn't it? But that's enough of my rambling. Off you go and get some rest. If there are any developments, I promise you'll be the first to know. Alright, we're down to the last 3 quests, but before we start those, I am going to go take another break real quick. So I will be right back. Okay. I have my lunch, which is a salad. So I will be eating slowly. I'm going to mostly try to do it during voiced cutscenes, but here we go. Speaking of voiced cutscenes, we only have 3 quests left. So here we go. I doubt this one is voiced. Yeah. Ah, Morrighan, you're looking well. I take it you managed to squeeze in some rest. If you came hoping for tidings from Kryl, I'm afraid we're still waiting. But we do have some odd scraps of news to share. Scraps, she says. Lunar primals have been popping up all over the place. But the Alliance has the situation well in hand. Thanks to no small part to Hoary Boulder and the others. Meanwhile, talks with the beast tribes are going even better than expected. Encouraged by the Uldah's progress with the Amalja, Gridania has opened negotiations with the Ixal, believe it or not. All of which is obviously encouraging, but with the Telophoroi still out there, it's not as if we can afford to lower our guard. Who's here now? Begging your pardon, but I come bearing an invitation from the Alliance. A council meeting is due to be held in Alamigo, and your attendance is humbly requested. Oh, we were just talking about the Alliance. May I ask what's on the agenda? I believe the intention is to share news of recent developments, and discuss what measures might be taken to combat the Telophoroi. In concert with our new allies, the Beast Tribes have also been invited. It is hoped that they will join us in the fight against our common foe. So the Alliance would bring all of the tribes into the fold at a single stroke. An ambitious plan given the delicacy of the negotiations, but mayhap an expedient one considering the threat we face. Indeed, my lady, and for their part I am told the Beast Tribes have agreed to attend. If the Scions too are present, all of Eorzea will be represented. To arrange such a meeting must have been quite an undertaking, not only diplomatically but practically. Pray inform the Alliance that we would be honored to participate. We shall make for Alamigo without delay. Then I will bear your answer thither with all haste. We look forward to receiving you at the Royal Palace. Bum, bum, ba, da, bum, bum. Dum. Well, now that we've accepted the invitation, who exactly is going to attend? I move that you and Y'shtola lead our contingent. Given how long you have worked to end summoning, it is only right that you be present for what promises to be a historic moment. I think we've all played our part in that little endeavor, don't you, Morrighan? All present may rightly claim a seat, I do quite agree. But by your leave, I believe I shall remain here and lend what assistance I can to the coordination of our defensive efforts. I'm not coming either. Aymeric will be there and I'd rather not be interrogated. Very well then. With those While those with a mind to hold the fort get on with holding it, I suggest the rest of us make for Alamigo. Shall we? Quest accepted. We shall. I know it's only 3 quests, but I feel like these quests have a lot of cutscenes. Most things towards the end of the expansions do, actually. Here we go. We've been expecting you. While some few guests have yet to arrive, the Alliance leaders are all present. Shall I show you in? Yes, you shall. Oh, here come the pixies! No, the sylphs, not pixies.
Esteemed guests, you honor us with your presence. As there is much to discuss, let us begin.
Information on our taken brethren you have, yes? Hear it we would! Beyond forgiveness these featherless ones are! With rivers of blood shall they pay! Freed our people must be!
I'm confused as to what we told them.
We too would see your kin liberated. But ere we attempt their rescue, we must first find a means to negate the risk of tempering. Without that, we will be unable even to approach the towers, let alone contend with their defenders.
If all else fails, I've always found cannonballs quite effective.
And what of the prisoners? Would you see them slaughtered?
Think for a moment. Ponder, consider, think. If Merlwyb truly intended to bombard the towers, she would have done so by now. Remember, we came here to find a solution together, did we not?
Y'Stola spoke of defenders. I but offered a means to clear a path, should you require it.
That's fair.
Given the enemy's capabilities, we will all need to play our part if we are to have any chance of success. For if any here should give less than their best, it will be to the cost of every living being on this star.
A paragon, the Empire, our very gods. How can we hope to prevail against such odds?
Through the power of friendship.
That our foe is formidable, none would deny. But our strengths are many and varied. In this chamber, I see masters of strategy, masters of magic, masters of the land, the air, and the sea. And together, there is nothing in creation we cannot overcome. I beg your pardon?
What is it, Soulwalker? Do not express your passion thus.
That's fair.
A little quickie without gills, perhaps? Suffice it to say, I am proud to be counted amongst Eorzea's finest. We Sahagin will play our part.
We kobolds have not forgotten the crimes the Overdwellers committed against us in the past. But today we look to the future as allies united in purpose.
Make mock of the Ixal, the Paragon does! Turns kin into puppets, pits brother against brother! Free them from his grasp, we shall!
As Patriarch Zadar will attest, the Scions have granted us a means to free your brethren from their thraldom. This boon we will gladly share, that your people might never be enslaved again.
We accept! We accept!
Praise me!
It's taken a while, but I do believe we might be one step closer to a world without primals. Would that Minfilia were here to see it.
We still have a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot more Porksies. But we're moving in the right direction.
If I may have your attention, there is one other point I would like to raise. As we can all agree, freeing those held captive must take precedence over every other concern. But experience has taught us that none save those with the capacity to resist tempering can hope to enter the towers unscathed. And even once inside, a still greater threat may yet await them, that which we call a primal. Needless to say, if we are to succeed, engaging with such foes can only ever be considered a last resort. And so I move that we seek to prevent them from being summoned in the first place.
Yes! Both prayer and ether are needed for the ritual. Should either one be denied, the summoning would fail.
Indeed. And so we must endeavor to discover the source of the ether on which the process depends. Do so, and it may present a way to halt the summonings, or perhaps even neutralize the towers entirely.
A promising proposal. While you are conducting your investigations, however, we will need to remain vigilant, lest the Telophoroi commit further abductions and summon primals ere we have the means to prevent them. To stand a better chance of keeping our enemy at bay, we would do well to coordinate our defensive efforts, sending reinforcements to assist our neighbors when needed.
We Amalja would have been overwhelmed were it not for our newfound allies. But say the word, and we shall come.
I see we are all in accord. But what are we to call this proud fellowship of ours? I submit that the honor of naming it should go to the Scion whose brave efforts have done so much to unite Eorzea. What say you, my friend?
Don't fucking put me on the spot like that. How dare you? The Grand Company of Eorzea.
But that's the name I...
A fine choice, for there is none here who does not love Eorzea.
Aye, in that we shall ever be united.
Except Doma is not of
United
Eorzea.
in our gratitude for the realm that gave us life.
Then let it be recorded that on this day, the Grand Company of Eorzea was born.
He's so happy. Look at that. He's got tears in his eyes.
How long have we dreamed of this moment? And now that it's here, Oh, forgive me. Might we speak outside?
Yes, we might, Alphinaud. Well, now that we are out of earshot of the other delegates, I hope you will forgive me if I speak my mind. Let me begin by saying that I have dreamed of this day since the moment I first set foot upon these shores, and that I was as heartened as anyone to see the peoples of Eorzea pledge their solidarity. Yet even as they uttered their declarations, all I could think about was the conflict to come, of the sacrifices that would be made and the lives lost, inevitabilities that I will struggle to accept. But at least now there is hope. The formation of the Grand Company of Eorzea is the first step, the first of many. Many and more. Oh, many and more. Elder Seedseer, how might we be of service? I seek Master Alphinaud's assistance in a matter involving Gridonia's neighbors, the Sylphs. I know that you and yours have long kept a weather eye upon the crystal trade, the better to predict the coming of primals, and so you will be familiar with the Sylphs of the Ash Crown Consortium. Damn it! Communities such as the Beast Tribes. Just so, it is our hope that we make use of the Sylphs' established lines of communication to coordinate the efforts of our new fellowship. Yet there remain certain practical differences between a trade consortium and a grand company. If the Sylphs are to perform their tasks effectively, they will require the counsel of one versed in the operational aspects of an armed force. An armed force founded with the selfsame goal in mind, no less. Why are we out here in the dark? The Crystal Braves, yes. Forgive me, Master Alphinaud. I know that it was a painful chapter in your life, but the experience may yet be made to serve the realm. In my hubris, I plotted a course for the Crystal Braves which stretched far beyond the Order's initial conception. One intended to pave the way for the founding of what I intended to call the Grand Company of Eorzea. But my plans all came to naught. Built upon a frail foundation of lofty ideals, the Order was doomed from the first to collapse under the weight of more worldly interests. I have no wish to see this new endeavor suffer the same fate. Mayhap I ask too much of you. Not at all. You may count upon my assistance for what little it is worth. By your leave, I shall prepare a report, including a list of recommendations drawing on the lessons I learned from the failures of the Crystal Braves. You have my gratitude, Master Alphinaud, and my trust. When your report is ready, pray share it directly with the Sylphs. With your guidance and the earnest efforts of every goodly soul gathered here this day, I have no doubt but that our fellowship will emerge from the shadow of the Telophoroi and flourish. Until next we meet, my friends. Before committing anything to writing, there are a number of people whose thoughts I should like to hear. Former Braves, you understand. Might you join me in seeking them out? I can't think of an excuse not to, so yes? Well, I shall be grateful for your help, grudging or not. I'll join you. If you're planning to canvass the opinions of your former comrades, it will be a lot quicker if we share the task of questioning them. Then mayhap Raha can lend a hand as well. I shall accompany Thancred back to the Rising Stones. Between us, I dare say, we should be able to provide an accurate enough account of the day's events. We should be glad of your company, Graha. I shall explain the details on the way. Alright. So what's the plan, brother? Oh wait, so what's the plan, brother mine? Before discussing the task at hand, I should probably admit that the report I proposed is largely written. Not long after that fateful day in Uldar, I penned a detailed account of the organization's history, from the events that led to its inception to the failings that brought about its demise. This I did primarily as a means of taking some semblance of responsibility. Never did I imagine that it might later be referred to by those seeking to form a similar organization. And while I made every attempt to be objective, the account was mine alone. Its events viewed from my singular perspective. For it to be of use, however, it must be broadened to encompass the viewpoints of all involved. Only then can it answer what seems to me to be the crucial question, namely, why, after the Crystal Braves disbanded, did some members choose to remain with us while others did not? I see. You think the answer will tell us something about the nature of the ties that bind our new Grand Company together, and that this knowledge might help us to prevent it from falling apart when these bonds are inevitably tested. That is my hope, yes, but the questions I would ask are uncomfortable to some. As the former commander of the Crystal Braves, I doubt that those who abandoned the cause would welcome my inquiries. Then Graha and I will just have to try. Meanwhile, the two of you can talk to the ones who kept the faith. A fine suggestion. Have care. Have care, however. Certain of my former comrades are of questionable character, so keep your wits about you and let us reconvene in Cardonia later on. If you have no objections, I have a mind to begin by speaking with Raoul and Alisaie. If memory serves, the two of them will be attending an intelligence briefing at Castrum Oriens. Let us seek them out there. Okay. To Castrum Oriens, then. I'm gonna take another bite real quick while we teleport. Well, look who it is. And what brings you two here? Wouldn't have anything to do with the big mating, would it? In a manner of speaking, I have been assigned a task, you see, for which I require the assistance of former members of the Crystal Braves. Blah 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 blah. So you want to know why we decided to stick with the Scions, eh? Ain't an easy thing to put into words, that. As Raoul will attest, I spent a long time agonizing over my failure to alert you to the traitors in our midst. For my negligence, I was captured along with many others, and we were powerless to prevent the tragedies that ensued. Not a day goes by that I do not think back to those fateful events. By joining the Scions, I hope to redeem myself, and I will continue to serve the cause for as long as I am able. But that wasn't my only reason. When we were finally reunited at the Rising Stones, you refused to blame anyone but yourself for the fall of the Crystal Braves. And in spite of everything that happened, everything you had suffered, you took us back without a moment's hesitation. We would not have blamed you had you turned us away, but when you gave us your trust instead, what else could we do but try to repay it? Nothing, that's what. As for me own tale, well, I've always felt the Scions have something in common with me old crew. The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. That was our creed, and I still strive to live by it to this day. Good God, that was hard to say. But as time's gone on, I've learned that strength comes in many shapes and sizes. From Hoary Boulder to Mistress Tataru, we've all of us got something to offer. And not one of us is doing it for personal gain. Because we believe there's more important things than that. Things worth protecting, which is what being a Scion's all about. I am at a loss for words. Thank you, my friends. To hear this from you means more than you know. Forgive me, Morrighan. Could you... Why do you think the Crystal Braves ended in failure? While its founding ideals were something to be proud of, but ideals alone don't make a crew. For every swab who signed up with good intentions, there was another who was only in it for the coin, the glory, or both. Ours was quite a disparate band, and while I will never forgive Ilberd, the fact that we managed to function at all was thanks in large part to his efforts. Just a pity he was doing it for all the wrong reasons, eh? Only takes one bad apple, they say, and the Braves had a barrel full of them. Not like the Scions. We might look like a ragtag band of misfits, but deep down, we've all got that shared sense of purpose. And why? Because Tataru sifted out all the glory hunters before they made it through the door. He got real southern there for a second. I see. So while our ranks comprise a diverse range of people, each with their own individual strengths, we are all united in purpose. Thank you, my friends. With your permission, I shall make a record of our discussion and refer to it when drafting my recommendations. Until we meet again. Hell yeah. We're down to the last two quests. Well, I think we have taken up enough of my colleagues' time. I am conscious that less life-affirming testimonies await. Let us make our way to Gridania and hear what the others have learned. Yes. Let's go. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da. I mean, luckily Gridania isn't all that far away. Nope. Thanks to Tataru's ever-dependable intelligence, we managed to track down a handful of former Braves without any great difficulty. Some were forthright, others less so, but we heard enough to form a picture. I must warn you, Alphinaud, some of their comments were harsh. I can well imagine. Welcome in, Sogo. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. But their opinions are no less vital to my report. I seek out the unvarnished truth. Thank you. I will set about adding your findings to my own at once. In the meantime, I pray go on ahead to Little Solace and seek out Elder Frictio. I will join you anon. No, you won't. You're going to be sad because of the comments that you got from the Alisaie picked up. Alright, so to the East Shroud. The Hawthorne Hut. Okay. Welcome, Brave One and friends of Brave One. How good is it to see walking ones again so soon after the meeting? Should this one perform the customary dance of greeting? No, be at ease. It is true that these ones once delighted in making walking ones dance, but no more. Horned one Connie Sinner said that walking ones would be coming to Little Souls. Imperial ones also invaded Sylphlands and inducted many of these ones. So these ones will be glad to bear messages between fighting friendly ones. That is heartening to hear, Elder. It will require all ones to work in unison to stop the Telophony. These ones will try very hard, of course, but in matters of war, these ones have little experience. Any advice walking ones can provide would be most welcome. Oh, another pretty silver-haired one, and in quite a hurry, it seems. Alisaie, you must come quickly. Whatever's the matter, Alphinaud? Don't tell me you couldn't read my handwriting. What? No. A Twin Otter officer accosted me as I was about to set out. Charlian has sent an envoy who was due to arrive in Gridania at any moment. An envoy? Could it be that Kryl has managed to sway the Forum? We shall know soon enough, but there is more. The envoy has requested that 2 of us attend the audience with the Elder Seedseer. Really? I can't see why they might want Scions to be present, but us... I can see why they might want Scions to be present, but us specifically... Wait. It isn't who I think it is. It is. I could scarce believe it myself, but when I inquired as to the envoy's identity, I was told it was one Fortunat Levieux. Your father? Well now, the fact that a serving member of the Forum had journeyed here would be a surprise enough. But him? Quite. I glean from this that they are taking the matter seriously. That may be, but why him and not one of the other 98 Forum members? Unless he volunteered for it? It has been some time since you last saw your father, has it not? Could it be that he is concerned for your well-being? Perhaps, but he has always been reluctant to discuss his work with us. Indeed, and whenever we write to our parents, it is invariably our mother who replies. Nevertheless, I welcome the opportunity to meet with him after so long, even if it is secondary to his true purpose here. Elder Frixio, loath though I am to cut our visit short, we must return to Gridania. Pray accept my apologies along with my report. Never mind. There will be time to talk later. This one won't keep walking ones from more urgent matters. Go! The audience will be held at the Lotus Stand, where the Elder Seedseer awaits even now. Let us be on our way. Back to Gridania. Again. We just left there. Nope. Conjurer's Guild. Welcome, Warrior of Light. The Elder Seedseer would see you now. My friends, I thank you all for coming so swiftly. Word of Master Fortunat's visit took us quite by surprise. When the Alliance granted Mistress Kryl permission to request Charlian's aid, we did not anticipate so prompt a reply, much less that it would be delivered by a member of the Forum. What the nature of that reply may be, we shall soon discover. And we shall discover it together.
Elder Seedseer, I thank you for granting me this audience. I am Fortunat Levieux, here in my capacity as representative of the Forum.
It is I who should thank you, Master Fortunat, for journeying so far and so swiftly. Would that our first meeting could have been under happier circumstances.
It has been too long, Father. You look well.
As do you both. Ameliance will be glad to hear that you are taking care of yourselves.
How is Mother?
She misses you terribly, of course, but is otherwise a picture of health. Circumstances apart, I'm grateful that our meeting has afforded me the chance to be reunited with my children at long last.
And I believe I also owe you thanks for the hospitality you showed my father, Louisois, during his sojourn in Eorzea.
All thanks we owe to him. In the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity, it was your father's tireless efforts which granted us a means to vanquish the primals. Were it not for him, our strength would have been quite spent by the time the Empire arrived. That Gridania still stands is in large part his achievement. He was a great man.
He would doubtless have been moved to hear you say so. I must confess, however, that I opposed his decision to intervene.
Oh, wow. You're just gonna come out and say it, huh?
And my position remains unchanged.
To chart the course of history, not to change it. I am familiar with the Sharlayan stance.
It is more than that. It is our way of life, who we are. But I came here not to deliver a lecture, but the Forum's answer to your request. Sharlayan will under no circumstances intervene in the conflict between Eorzea and the Garlean Empire.
May I ask for what reason the Forum has come to this decision? The final days spell the end not only for Eorzea, but the entire world.
The final days? Pray spare me your hyperbole. This conflict is no more than the latest in a series of petty squabbles between yourselves and Garlemald, one in which Sharlayan will take no part. If the final days were truly upon us, we would know.
Oh, and you will!
Father, you must ask the Forum to reconsider. You may feel safe on your little island across the waves, but if you imagine the Telophoroi will leave you be, you are mistaken. They mean to kill us all, themselves included.
Alphinaud is right. We have seen what the enemy is capable of, the lengths to which they'll go. This is no time to turn a blind eye. If Eorzea falls, so too will Sharlayan. So if you truly love our homeland, you will join us. Now, before it's too late.
I thought you knew better than to raise your voice to your elders. It seems I was wrong. Wrong to ever let you leave, Sharlayan. I consoled myself that your time abroad would instill in you some hint of restraint, of discipline. But I see now that Eorzea has made fools of you both. Have you forgotten why it was that I so vehemently opposed your grandfather's departure? For all his wisdom, his only solution was to go to war. Death, devastation, ruin. Even those who claim victory are scarred for life. What prize could ever justify such sacrifice? It is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. By fanning the flames of war, you forsake all you once held dear.
Better to fight and fail than wait for the axe to fall. To ignore the plight of those who might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. It is in your power to save us. Refuse and you condemn us all. No, I'm gonna insult his intelligence.
I see your friend shares your misguided ideals. But unlike her, you should know better. By espousing such barbaric notions, you subvert the teachings of Sharlayan and place all we have worked for in jeopardy. Alphinaud, Alisaie, as of this moment, you shall no longer bear the name of Leveilleur.
Oh, you're a fucking prick.
What?
He's disowning you.
How you choose to live your lives is no longer my concern. If you wish to walk the path of ruin, I will not stand in your way.
Master Post-Shadowbringers, while Sharlayan may have no intention of intervening in this conflict, we can still part as friends. Will you not stay and speak with us, that we might learn of Sharlayan's hopes for the morrow?
I have said what I came here to say. Any further discussion would be meaningless.
Father! Wait! Don't bother, Alisaie!
How can you stand there and watch him walk away? How can you let this happen?
Their dad's an asshole. So that's what he came here to say. That we're all fools for having the temerity to defend ourselves against the Telophoroi. And as for the rest, like it or not, this was the Forum's decision. To watch from afar while Eorzea burns. Hold on one second. This is being... My other thing is being dumb. Sorry. Father was but the messenger, and as he handed down their judgment, I could think of nothing to say that could possibly sway him. I still can't. To have prolonged the discussion would have changed little. For it is not only Master Post-Shadowbringers who must be persuaded, but the Forum as a whole. Their decision was made ere your father crossed the sea. Nor is it like to be changed, and so we shall face the Telophoroi without their aid. Forgive me, but if they had no intention of helping us, then why would they go to the trouble of sending an envoy in the first place? Why did they not simply keep their counsel, as they are wont to do? Morrighan, has Master Post-Shadowbringers arrived yet? Then it is as I feared. My efforts were in vain. I pleaded our case to as many Forum members as I could, but they flatly refused to discuss the matter. No, that's not exactly true. I should rather say they ignored every word I said on the subject without exception. It was almost unnerving. Could it be that they are hiding something from us? They might go some way to explain... That might go some way to explain Master Post-Shadowbringers' performance. When he said that they would know if the final days were truly upon us, I dismissed it as pride. But what if they genuinely believe that they know how the world will end, and simply disagree with us about its circumstances? That I don't know, but something tells me they are not as unconcerned about the Telophoroi as they claim. If the threat weren't real, why else would they be so standoffish and secretive? I would very much like to delve deeper into this, but I'm afraid I've exhausted every avenue of inquiry. Nor have I fared any better with my other mission, researching Hydaelyn and the Ethereal Sea. I tried enlisting the help of experts in the field, but it appears the Forum has forbidden anyone from cooperating with us. Obstructed at every turn. So it would seem, but don't lose heart just yet. With all the knowledge and acquaintances we have between us, we can still find a way forward. To that end, I would like you all to join me here, when the time is right, of course. I'm aware that matters in Eorzea stand on a knife edge, but with your permission, I can at least start making the necessary arrangements. I've always wanted to visit Sharlayan. Please do. Excellent. Obviously, keeping the Telophoroi at bay must take precedence, but with luck you'll be able to make the journey to Sharlayan ere long. It may take a while to secure entry for you all, but I'll let you know when everything is in order. Look after yourselves in the meantime, won't you? Your speculations give me cause to hope. Yet if these seeds will bear fruit, I cannot say. While it is possible these Sharlayans hide some secret truth from us, there can be no certainty that its exposure will prompt in them a change of heart. And so for the present, we must needs confront the plight in which we find ourselves. The Forum something, sorry. Even with all of Eorzea standing united, there is no guarantee that we will prevail. What does Sharlayan intend to do if we fail? Alright. Spell speed, direct hit, critical hit, skill speed, piety and determination, determination and tenacity. I guess we'll take that. Why not? Because it doesn't give me an option to take a silver piece. Alright, Connie Cinna. Not Alisaie. Let's do this. While Sharlayan's stance is indeed disappointing, we cannot allow ourselves to be distracted from the challenge before us. There is much and more to be done. I shall begin by sharing the Forum's response with my counterparts in the Alliance. Meanwhile, I would ask that the Scions... Grave tidings, Walking Ones! Grave tidings! Calm yourself, my gentle friend. What has occurred? These ones who went to see Feathered Ones send terrible news. Destroying Ones have appeared in Zelphatol. Destroying Ones and Captured Ones and even frightful Godly Ones. Feathered Ones didn't stand a chance and were sent flapping and squawking. When did this happen? Is it too late to help them? Too late, yes, much too late. But luckily, Destroying Ones were only passing through and continued on west. Feathered Ones who did not fight were left unharmed. West? That would be Kurthus. My lady, the Ishgardians report that the Telophoroi have emerged from the eastern highlands of Coerthus and are marching at speed. Though their purpose has yet to be determined, the Cartno Flats would seem their most likely destination. Lord Aymeric has already dispatched his forces and requests our immediate support. Tell him he shall have it. The time has come for the Grand Company of Eorzea to prove its worth. Well, mayhap it is a mercy that we do not have time to stew upon misfortunes. Come, my friends, let us make haste to Cartno. Wait, this one almost forgot. Destroying Ones were said to be led by Cackling Robed One. This one must see that all Walking Ones know. Farewell. Banding. Fandaniel? Who else? It was only a matter of time before that grinning maniac showed himself again. I shall have an airship ready to bear you to Cartno. Pray see to your preparations and report to the landing with all haste. At once, my lady. Let us away. Alright, time to go to the Carline Canopy. And now we are getting ready to do the final instanced duty. We're also on one of my favorite quest names, Death Unto Dawn. It just sounds so cool. He is outside? No, he's out front. This still was the fastest teleport. Morrighan, it would seem Fordola here has come all the way to Gridania to find us. I have explained the situation, but she insists her business is urgent. Aye, and it'll be over sooner if you shut up and come with me. Okay. Oh, it's Orenvold. And he's in a wheelchair. But he's not dead.
Orenvold! I can't tell you how good it is to see you.
It arrived a lot sooner than expected, eh? The day I craned my neck up at you.
Fuck.
Only because you're sitting down. Unless...
Afraid so. The chirurgeons say I may never walk again.
Honestly, though, if anyone could do it, it would be
Come on, Alphinaud, it could be worse. Besides, I didn't come here to dampen the mood. Quite the opposite. All I've ever wanted was to fight for a cause I believe in. But my fighting days are over. So I want you to fight in my stead. Be the hero I can't.
I am no hero.
That's what they all say, though. No one ever calls themselves a hero. Even the ones who eat primals for breakfast. It's for others to decide.
True.
Look, Alphinaud. You already are a hero. To me and countless others. We see you doing your damnedest to protect us all. And you're not alone, are you? There are people who believe in you, just as you believe in them.
What will I say? We carry the dreams of many, we'll carry yours too. We'll be sure to give your regards to the Talaferoi. Some things may have changed, but the adventure isn't over yet. We'll be sure to give your regards to the Talaferoi.
I know what's at stake, and how many people are depending on you. But I believe in you. Believe that you'll see it through. That's why I'm entrusting my dreams to you. Like Albert and Owley once entrusted their dreams to me.
There was a time when I would have borne the weight of such expectations without a second thought. But now, I know just how heavy that burden can be. To tell the truth, I'm beginning to wonder if I chose the right path. Sacrifices will inevitably be made for the sake of the ideals I uphold. Maybe I am not the person I thought I was. The person you think I am.
I wouldn't presume to tell you. But I will say this. In spite of everything, you've come this far. The road ahead might not always be clear, but you've never been one to give up or take the easy way out. And everything you do for others. For a brighter future. I'm proud to call you my friend. Well, I've said my piece, so I'll let you go. I know you've got more important things to be doing. Just give what I've said some thought, all right?
I shall, my friend. And we will meet again soon, I promise.
Nothing left for me to do but wave and smile.
You've got a pretty narrow view of what it means to be a hero, do you know that? You think they're all forged in the fires of battle? That it's all about being brave and killing villains? Alphinaud and the others will carry on their fight. But theirs isn't the only one. There are other ways you can make a difference.
If you stop feeling sorry for yourself and put your bloody mind to it.
She's not wrong. She's not.
There's not much chance of me living the quiet life with you around, is there?
If you're content to twiddle your thumbs thinking of what might have been, that's your lookout. But I reckon you've got some fight left in you.
And I reckon you might be right. If there's a way I can still help my friends, I'll bloody well find it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, here we go. You could tell me later what that was all about, but judging by the set of Alphinaud's jaw, it appears you have done him some good. Thancred and the others have already left the Rising Stones, and according to the communications officer, Amalja and Kobold forces are also bound for Carteneau as we speak. They mean to keep the promise they made in Alamigo, and we must do the same by saving as many of their tempered kin as possible. Anyway, the airship is ready to depart. We should get going. Alright. Let's do this.
My fellow Scions, as I am sure you will have heard, we can expect no help from Sharlayan, nor are we any closer to discerning the Telophoroi's grand design. And now, our adversary moves against us in unprecedented numbers, compelling us to answer in kind. The outlook, in short, is bleak. Yet though our foes are many, and we but few, we may still tip the balance in Eorzea's favor.
Of course. We will do what we always do. Deal with the ones our allies can't. A less than daunting prospect, judging by your expression. Could it be that you've dispelled your lingering doubts, Alphinaud?
Oh, I doubt I ever will. But as my friends have kindly reminded me, I have come this far, and that must count for something.
God be good, Alphinaud. That's what we've been trying to tell you all along.
For one so bright, you can be remarkably dim at times. There is such a thing as overthinking, you know.
Might I suggest that we continue this conversation after the battle? It would appear that Telophoroi have already arrived.
I'll do what I can to cure the tempered, but they'll have to be incapacitated first.
Have care, my friends, for none can say wherefore our foe did choose this fateful field to be our battleground. Whatever may transpire, pray grant him not the pleasure of deterring you.
Welcome in, Bridget. We're on the final quest of Shadowbringers. Oh, let me bring the webcam back. And we'll zoom out. Listen well, friends. The Telophoroi are sweeping across Carteneau. As for the Asian, he was briefly sighted above the battlefield, but has since vanished. He likely... Thus far, the movements of the lunar primals have proven difficult to predict. Even when poised to ambush our troops, they instead withdraw for some unknown reason. Whatever the Telophoroi's plans may be, the primals are our primary target. Understood. They will not elude the Scions for long.
Prepare yourself.
We cannot allow ourselves to be stalled here.
Aim fast.
so they would overwhelm us with sheer numbers. I mean, they'll try. I will keep them occupied. The rest of you, seek out the primals. Let us divide our forces that we may locate the primals more swiftly. Tancred, Y'shtola, and I shall head to the east. I'll concentrate my efforts on the Tempered. With luck, I should have the chance to cure some of them. Then I'll go west. Morrighan, Alphinaud, come with me. This way. Something's not right. And we zoom out. And who are we now but to zoom into? Hey, look, it's a little mini of Morrighan. As the Scions spread out across the field, Alisaie and Graha take the fight to the Talafru. Ah, yes, we get budget red mage. Let me read my abilities super quick. Burr Flare combo, Scorch combo, Fletch, Crimson Savior, Ultra 6, and Verkier. I won't be. There's so many of them. I won't be curing anyone at this rate. We'll have to incapacitate them first. Okay, so that's my melee combo. And it's got a 30-second cooldown.
Allow me.
I had to remember how to play Alisaie's version of Red Mage. Easy enough.
Just the beginning.
Right behind you.
How are we looking, Graha? You need me to heal you yet? Graha heals himself just fine. I will say I was getting a little worried there for a second, though. It seemed we've earned a moment's respite. Respite. Then let us take this opportunity to cure the Tempered. Yo, he just changed classes mid-fight. What is up with that? With me, Alisaie. What do I do? Oh. Angelo, you're right there. Graha counts as magical DPS, as tank, and as healer. Because he was tank during that fight, but then when it got here to the healing them, he just swapped classes to healer. You can tell by what weapon he has out. Ah, yes. Fan Daniel. Do you see that? The glyph? Yes. How worried should we be? Listen well and judge for yourself. Though I can see ethereal currents, I had not thoroughly examined those that flow through the heart of Cottonelle. But now that I am here, things have become clear. The flats conceal an etheric confluence, like to the pillars of the Azim Steppe, but greater in scale. Far greater. The glyphs that Fandaniel has conjured reached into its very midst, and I believe I know their purpose. Should the lunar primals destroy them, it would spark a chain reaction with the potential to obliterate the confluence entirely. The resultant disruption to the flow of ether would sow chaos among the elements, prompting earthquakes, floods, and tempests large enough to lay waste to the realm. That he would go so far cometh as little surprise. We must needs protect the confluence at all costs. I thought that was you saying you shipped them, and I was like, no. No. Morrighan is not with Estinian. Is that Odin? So the time has come to pit my blade against his. Follow my lead. I will in a second. Unexpected damage. Destiny drawn. Stores target's HP. Okay. Okay, well. Is that close enough to hit Thancred? Oh, I can't move. Leave the chains to me. Urianger, it is your time to act as a shield.
I shall protect thee.
Gungnir. Okay.
Mitre.
May the 12 guide you.
Oh shit, Thancred. And Stola. And Confluence. This does not bode well. We'd best brace ourselves. Such strength it will take all three of us to protect the confluence. But first, Thancred doth require aid.
Away with you!
Combine your strength and repel Lunar Odin's attacks.
The best defense is a good defense!
Oh, he just LB3'd. Gunbreaker LB3'd it. He yet stands, a glutton for punishment, it would seem. It's a DPS check. We did it. Hell yeah. Next one is... Okay, we got 2 more to go. Well, we're not done yet, Bridget. We still got more to do. Meanwhile, G'raha, Tia, and Alisaie prepare to lock swords with Luna Ravana. I have the power. Okay, let me see my abilities real quick. They are Foul Combo, Allegan or Blizzard. It's got, okay. Thunder, Cure, Medica, Break. Alright, well. Let's open with Thunder. So it falls to us to protect the confluence from this field. You know what, let me go ahead and use Medica 2 to just get that regen going. This is where we make our stand. Like moths to the flame, we have to keep them from... Okay. Then allow me, a quick casting of Break should buy us time.
I have you now. Let's just go ahead and get that Medica going. I timed that kind of perfect, actually. It was a little close for comfort, but now's our chance. Hold on. I need to reapply the dot. Ow! Come on, come on. The Rose of Immortality. He's gathering ether. G'raha, try stopping him with Break. I have a way of breaking his defenses, but I'll need time. Keep him occupied. Understood. Let us hope that Breaks works as intended. Oh, would you knock it off, Ravon? Oh my god, that hurt. Right, I'm ready. It's now or never. Alisaie's attack has broken Luna Ravana's defenses. Woo! Next one. At the selfsame moment, you stand shoulder to shoulder, Alphinaud and Estinian, resolved to lay Luna Ifrit low.
bum, bum. I feel like this is much easier than it was when I beat it last time. Like last time I vaguely remember struggling, and this time I don't. Luna Refreet, the one Orenvold and Fordola encountered. This one is not to be taken lightly. Be on your guard. Okay. Very middle, huh? That attack just looked scarier than it was. The infernal nails are empowering Ifrit. Whatever those are, they bode ill for us. Smash them to pieces before it's too late.
You're finished.
I should probably go help Alphinaud, huh? Oh boy! This is getting awfully close! Woo!
We must fight on!
You would. Damn you, Luna Refreet. Get to an edge. Good job, y'all. GG's. Oh. These nails we don't fight. Got it. I was getting ready to fight them, but no, those nails are not part of Hellfire. Alright, we're almost there. We are almost there. Oh, here we go. More of them! Our foe seeks to destroy the confluence, and us along with it. So it's come to this.
Roar, Nidhogg! Roar!
You know what? I'm gonna assume. That he just takes care of them all. Lunar Ifrit has been weakened. Ooh, also, Bridget, we are getting a pan pizza for dinner.
I will not be outdone.
As long as I draw breath, I won't give in. Oh, is it just down to me? No. There we go. Now Estinian's back in. It's time we ended this. We still have... Yeah, we still have salad. And it's the same pizza we always get, just on a pan crust. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.
And thus another plan went up in smoke. I am beginning to see why Lord Xenos thinks so highly of you.
My enemy. My friend.
Not that this changes anything, you understand. You have merely earned yourself a stay of execution.
Did it. Oh, that's what the squeal was for?
Glory be to the Garlemore.
How fare the tempered?
We've treated as many as we can, but some were beyond help.
Do not hang your heads so, brave scions. Though not all of our captured brethren could be saved, we are grateful for those whose minds have been restored. You could do no more, and that is enough. So please hold your heads high.
I think the music starts soon. We gotta look up to the moon.
Should have been quicker, but I'll do better next time. Thank you for your kind words. They mean a lot.
They do.
A victory at great cost, but a victory nonetheless. We must stay strong and press on. Isn't that right?
It is, Alphinaud. One battle at a time. We'll get there. Well, you've come this far, buddy.
It really must count for something.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good watching them all sad. And just like that, it's another expansion down. We did it! We made it through Shadowbringers, and we are at Endwalker before the end of the month, before January. We're gonna watch a little bit of these to see the artwork. It's good artwork with Fancred. Ooh, that's a really good one of them. This is why I recently just bought myself the Shadowbringers art books, but they have not arrived yet. So. Oh, there's our little Graha. The only reason I haven't brought my webcam back yet is because it's actually would be covering up part of the artwork. Oh, there's Ardbert! Oh! There it is! You did it! Original Final Fantasy VII full playthrough. I don't know if that's going to be my next game. And here's why. I actually don't know. But we'll probably start that. Maybe next week? We'll see. All right, well, we will skip the rest of these because we don't really need to see the. I wanted to stick around for the artwork, not the stills from the game. Okay, let's bring webcam back. All right, Aymeric, send us off. I trust you all enjoyed a comfortable flight aboard the pride of the Ishgardian fleet. Lest you worry, the Bonanza has been towed to a nearby location to be retrieved at your convenience. You have thought of everything, Lord Aymeric, and may I say how much I appreciated the hospitality you afforded us on the way home. Think nothing of it. Our destinations lay in the same direction, and it afforded me the perfect opportunity to learn how my errant friend has been since he took his leave. It would seem you have finally found a place to settle down. I merely grew weary of wandering the Far East. Returning to more serious matters, while the Telophoroi have been driven from Carteneau, 'tis like that the bulk of their forces yet remain. On the evidence of the Grand Company of Eorzea's first joint military operation, however, I am confident that we have the potential to meet such threats head-on, even without the aid of you and yours. As such, while our forces keep the Telophoroi at bay, I would ask that you apply your talents to the task of neutralizing the towers. A sensible division of labor. While the towers remain, so too will the threat of the lunar primals. And given our expertise in the field of aetherology, we are better qualified to find the solution. That we are, especially should it happen to lie beyond the Alliance's dominion. There is a time and a place for formal investigations, of course, but certain secrets are wont to hide where only enterprising individuals may venture. I could not agree more. There are none better suited to this task, nor any upon whom I would rather rely. On behalf of the Alliance, I thank you. We look forward to receiving any information you are able to uncover. And with that, I must take my leave. Should you have need of assistance, pray do not hesitate to ask. Fare you well, my friends. Justinian did look away so he wouldn't blush when Aymeric was talking to him. I confess, I had hoped to be able to study the towers more closely, vital as they plainly are to the Telophoroi's plans. If we can discern their ultimate function, we will be one step closer to understanding our enemy's grand scheme. Should we succeed in neutralizing them, of course, it is all but certain that the Telophoroi will mount an all-out invasion. And then it will begin. The one who awaits at the heart of chaos will come for us. For you. Yet in the end, our true nemesis may be the calamity to end all calamities. The final days themselves. Yes, all right, Alphinaud. We need a plan, not portents. As Thancred so eloquently pointed out, we are in a position to seek information from all manner of places, not least Charlian. According to Kryl, the Forum have been more secretive than ever of late. While this may be related to the appearance of the Telophoroi, that remains a matter of speculation. But one thing is clear, the Forum is determined to keep us from discovering the truth. Master Fortunault's performance at the Lotus Stand was enough to convince me of that. The matter beareth further investigation, I do heartily concur. Nor can I think of a more promising place to look for the answers we seek on the matter of the towers. Charlian hath ever been the wellspring of a theological knowledge. I care not where we go. Here or there my lance will be ready. And what of you, Morrighan? Might you be persuaded to join us? If it means that I can have words with Fortunault, you bet your ass I'll go, Thancred. Only after I do. If he and his friends in the Forum think that we'll leave them alone, if they ignore us, they're in for a shock. It appears we are in agreement. We have but to wait for Kryl to secure the necessary permissions. In the meantime, there is a matter I would investigate. Does it involve tall structures? By strange coincidence, it does. At present, I have only a creeping suspicion, but with your help, I will soon find out whether my fears are warranted. And just like that, we are done with Shadowbringers. Which, coincidentally, actually I think there's going to be a cutscene. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Garlean capital, I was close. What do you mean, what did I say about their dad? At what part? Oh yes, he's picked up a scythe.
Those Eorzeans certainly are a stubborn bunch, though I suppose you knew that already. My plan to redirect the ether from Carteneau came to a rather less than satisfactory conclusion. It was, in many respects, an abject failure. Which does, of course, raise the question of where we are going to procure the requisite amount. The obvious solution would be to draw on resources a little closer to home, though that would require our dreamer to dream a trifle more deeply.
So be it. The dreamer will not complain.
Then let us begin the preparations at once. With the gateway of the gods complete, all that remains is to gather the necessary ether, and our prize shall be within reach.
The Tower of Babel.
The time has come to fulfill your heart's desire, my desire! To relieve those wretched creatures of their meaningless existence!
While I await you, I shall drink a sea of souls and gorge myself upon the darkened moon. Then you shall come to me, all roiling rage and rancor.
Boom.
And the stars shall bear witness to our final contest.
Which is more or less exactly what happens. At the edge of the universe. Oh, another cutscene, huh? But we dance with the stars. The stars are there.
As I thought, the ethereal currents have been disturbed here too.
Sounds good, Bridget. Thanks for hanging out while you could. I will see you when you get home from work.
It was the same in Thanalan. Make that every location we surveyed.
And the strength of each current has diminished dramatically. Far more than could be attributed to a natural occurrence.
Oh.
What tidings bringest thou from Dravania?
We took a number of readings, and noticed that the closer we were to the tower, the lower the etheric density became. In short,
the towers are drawing the ether.
The towers are drawing upon the land's ether, which would explain how they were able to carry out the summonings.
Damn.
Our allies must be informed of this. We should return to the Rising Stones and have Tataru relay our findings to them.
Hear me. Hear me.
Oh, shit.
Hear me. Hear me. Darkness comes, and with it, the end. The fate of the star is in your hands.
We finally heard from her. After such a long time.
Everything all right back there?
Yeah. I was just taking one last look. Where Midgard's Zormer lay. At solemn dawn, grim purpose shines and gaze is cast toward moonlit sky. Thus does our final curtain rise, your steps to guide what end betides. And with that, thank you all so much for watching part 5 of Post-Shadowbringers. Yeah, we get to start Endwalker probably tomorrow on stream. And we'll probably do Endwalker for the rest of this week. Get as far into it as we can, and then we'll do the original Final Fantasy VII playthrough starting next week. And that one we might spread out. We might like do a couple parts one week, a couple parts the next week kind of thing. But that one will be fully on stream. I won't be doing any recording of that off stream because that is a stream reward. But it will be going to YouTube afterwards. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a good time. It was a good stream back. I hope your holiday was good if you celebrated it. And if not, I hope your weekend was good. In the meantime, I'll catch you all later. Have a good one.